the tragic news that Nick Mangold, the Jets' all-time great center, passing away at the untimely age of 41 years old.
They are heartbroken to share the news of Nick Mangold's sudden passing. He died at the age of 41 after complications with kidney disease. And
Some athletes win games. A few reshape how a team feels about itself. Nicholas Allen Mangold was one of those rare few. For 11 seasons, he gave the New York Jets a steady center of gravity, the quiet engine powering a louder machine. This is the story of his toughness, his heart, and the people who knew the difference. Roots of determination. Nicholas Allen Mangold was born on January 13, 1984, in Centerville, Ohio, and he died on October 25, 2025. He became more than a football player. He became a symbol of loyalty, grit, and unshakable resolve. Teammates trusted him, fans celebrated him, and coaches leaned on his voice and his example. At the time of his passing, his net worth was estimated at $15 million, a marker of a career built on consistency and integrity. But numbers alone could not capture the generosity and humility that defined the way he treated people. He grew up in a family that encouraged effort and accountability. At Archbishop Alter High School, in nearby Kettering, Nick's passion for competition was everywhere you looked. He starred in football, earned 3 letters in wrestling, and competed in track and field, where the shot put showed off his explosive strength. On the football field, he was a 3-year starter on both offense and defense, the kind of player who did the hard jobs without fanfare. His senior year brought All-Ohio honors, the formal recognition, catching up to what coaches already knew. He played with uncommon discipline and power. Wrestling sharpened his balance and leverage. Track built his lower body force. Football gave him a home. Even so, recruiting services like Rivals and Scout did not place him among the headliners. Nick didn't complain, he worked. In 2002, he earned a place in the U.S. Army All-American Bowl, a national stage where his tenacity finally met a wide audience. It was a fitting early lesson in his life. When attention lagged behind performance, he let performance do the talking. Forged at Ohio State, Mangold continued his rise at Ohio State University, where he quickly grew into a cornerstone of the Buckeyes' offensive line. The center position demands a rare blend of intelligence and toughness. Identify fronts, call protections, snap cleanly, and then fight 300-pound linemen. Nick's football mind made it look natural. Ohio State offensive line coach Jim Bollman noted that while most players needed to learn the mechanics of playing center, Nick showed up with a grasp of the position that set him apart. That understanding, paired with his work ethic, turned potential into production. As a freshman, he opened as a backup, but opportunity came when starter Alex Stepanovich was injured. Mangold stepped in and immediately stabilized the line, starting the final 11 games of the 2003 season. From there, he never let go of the job. Across his college career, he logged more than 300 minutes of game time. In each of his last 3 seasons, a testament to durability and trust. He made 33 starts in 45 games and earned all Big Ten recognition, not by overwhelming the highlight reel, but by winning snap after snap, week after week. The Buckeyes relied on his pre-snap leadership and his calm under pressure. Quarterbacks listened for his calls. Guards took comfort in his timing and footwork. Coaches graded the film and saw a center rarely out of position, rarely beaten twice by the same move. By the time the NFL came calling, Mangold had built a reputation as one of the most reliable, technically sound linemen in the country. He was not chasing hype. He was building a foundation. Heart of the Jets. The 2006 NFL Draft delivered the moment that tied Mangold to New York forever. After a strong Senior Bowl that confirmed he was the best center available, the Jets selected him in the first round, 29th overall, the only center taken that high that year. From his first training camp, he handled line calls like a veteran and played with the composure of one. As a rookie, he allowed only half a sack, committed just 3 penalties, and started all 16 games. On a team that needed identity, he provided it. Between 2007 and 2010, he started every game, anchoring an offensive line with a nasty edge and tight chemistry. The Jets reached back-to-back AFC championship games in the 2009 and 2010 seasons, powered by a relentless running game and a protection unit that trusted its center to get everyone on the same page. Mangold earned Pro Bowl selections in 2008 and 2009, tangible rewards for an engine that often runs unseen. In August 2010, New York signaled how much he meant to the franchise, signing him to a 7-year, $55 million contract that made him the highest-paid center in NFL history at the time. It was more than a deal, it was a statement about leadership and loyalty. Injuries tested him, but they did not change who he was. An ankle sprain in 2011 cost him 2 games, yet he returned with the same steady force and earned another Pro Bowl nod. From 2013 through 2015, he continued to pile up Pro Bowl honors, the league's yearly recognition of a player who rarely made mistakes and always elevated the men around him. The 2016 season brought the kind of setback no lineman can outwill, another ankle injury that sent him to injured reserve in December. On February 25, 2017, after 11 seasons, the Jets released him, a decision that hurt, but one met with gratitude from fans who knew exactly what he had given. Mangold made his retirement official. On April 24, 2018, signing a 1-day contract to retire as a New York Jet, the gesture mattered. It honored continuity in a league built on turnover. On September 25, 2022, the franchise made the bond permanent by inducting him into the Jets' Ring of Honor during a halftime ceremony at MetLife Stadium. The crowd roared his name, a chorus for a center who had protected quarterbacks, controlled scrimmage, and set a standard for more than a decade. He left the tunnel, the way he had entered it, steady, modest, and sure of purpose. Family, struggles, legacy. Behind the helmet, Nick Mangold lived the values he preached. He was the eldest child of Vernon and Therese Mangold, and he took that responsibility seriously. His sister, Holly Mangold, became an accomplished athlete and an Olympic weightlifter, carrying the family's competitive spirit onto her own stage. In April 2007, Nick married his high school sweetheart, Jennifer Richmond. They built a life in Chatham, New Jersey, then later in Madison, where Nick's love for football turned naturally into coaching. To the kids he mentored, he was not just an ex-NFL star. He was a teacher who made discipline and teamwork feel like belonging. His commitment to community ran wide. He lent his time to charity events and used his platform to lift others. He could also laugh at himself, popping up on television for lighthearted guest appearances. From The Howard Stern Show to Let's Make a Deal, he paid attention to public life too, supporting Mitt Romney's 2012 presidential campaign, a reminder that he saw citizenship as another way to participate and lead. Never done learning, he returned to Ohio State after football and graduated in 2019 with a degree in operations management. It was a quiet, proud milestone, proof that growth does not end when the cheering stops. Then came the news that reframed his career in heartbreaking hindsight. In October 2025, Nick revealed he had been living with chronic kidney disease since 2006. He had carried that burden through practices, through seasons, through the daily grind of a job built on strain. On October 14, 2025, he made a public appeal for a kidney donor, opening his private fight to the world with the same candor he had brought to huddles and press conferences. 11 days later, on October 25, 2025, he died of complications from the disease. He was 41. The shock rippled through football. Former teammates remembered the steady hand at the line and the bigger heart in the locker room. Coaches spoke of his command, the rare player who could simplify chaos with a few words. Fans recalled the way he made them feel safe when their quarterback dropped back, safe when the game got rough, safe that someone would do the hard thing without needing credit. Tributes poured in, not because he chased them, but because he had spent a lifetime earning them. Mangold's story bends back to a simple idea: protection. He protected quarterbacks by seeing the danger before it arrived. He protected teammates by setting a standard. No one wanted to disappoint. He protected the spirit of the game by playing it clean, prepared and without shortcuts. The contracts, the Pro Bowls, the honors, those mattered, and they told a part of the truth. But the full picture lived in the daily habits that shaped him. The film study, the footwork drills, the quiet conversations that turned 5 men into a single line. His net worth at the end of his life reflected success in a brutal profession, yet his true wealth showed up in other ledgers. It showed up in the kids in Madison who learned to trust their effort. Because a coach believed in them, it showed up in the teammates who felt 10 feet taller because the center next to them never flinched. It showed up in the family who watched him chase excellence without losing kindness. Those are the balances that do not decline with age. They accumulate and spread. From the high school fields of Ohio to the roaring stadiums of the NFL, Nick Mangold lived with purpose. He chased mastery of a position. Most fans notice only when something goes wrong, and he turned it into an art of doing things right. He reminded a franchise what stability looks like and reminded a sport that leadership can be measured in the calm you bring to others. Even the late chapters of his life, the hardest ones, revealed the same courage he showed on Sundays. He faced the truth, he asked for help, and he did it with grace. The Jets' Ring of Honor etched his name into the team's history, but his legacy belongs to more than a wall. It lives in every young athlete who learns that strength begins with technique and humility. It lives in the fans who remember how a running game feels when the center controls the middle. It lives in every act of kindness sparked by his example. He left the game too soon, and yet he left it fuller. Proof that the measure of a sports hero is not just what he wins, but what he gives. Nick Mangold's name will echo as long as people care about line play, teamwork, and heart. He was a protector of quarterbacks, of teammates, and of the values that make sports worth watching. His laughter, mentorship, and resilience stay with those who shared his path. And for those who only knew him from the stands or a screen, the memory is the same. A steady presence, a generous spirit, and a champion of the hard work that holds a team together. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Epic Dive for more amazing documentaries.